gentlemen, welcome to the Bull and Walker podcast. People have been waiting for this for decades. They just didn't know it, right?
Absolutely.
So I am Paul Bull. If you don't know, you will know. This is going to be a blast. Joining me, Jeff Walker. Jeff, what's going on, brother?
Hey, man, it's your world. I'm just living in it right now.
I don't
Virtually,
Yeah.
baby, from Bluffton, South Carolina,
in South Carolina.
the Amazon forest of America.
I don't know what that means, but I love it. Yeah.
A lot of rain and a lot of things that can hurt you if you get out in the woods. So
Anacondas, baby. You got
anacondas,
you got
pythons,
gators, and all sorts of stuff
gators.
happening there.
Yeah, a
Gotta
lot of
get you
people
back
go
to-
missing.
So I'm in Texas. We're in Texas. Austin, by the
Yes,
way,
sir.
our
Yeah.
producer, the man that makes the magic happen.
Oh yeah, we're in the garage right now. This is Granny's Garage. This is where I do my podcast.
Absolutely.
We're setting it up for the Bull and Walker podcast now.
Yep.
He's brought some of his goodies. We got some Renegade stuff around here, and it's gonna be great, guys. I'm excited.
This is going to be fun. You guys have patience with us. We're kicking it off. This is our initial broadcast.
This is the very first episode of the Bull and Walker podcast.
So we have no plan. We've done no planning. We don't know what the hell we're doing, but that's where the magic happens, right? So
Yeah,
I
right.
talked with Austin, known him for 3-4 years now.
Oh yeah.
And it's I keep telling him, hey, your job is the biggest job. It's to keep us out of the ditch. 'Cause Jeff and I will go in a ditch immediately, and we don't care, right?
Yeah.
And us, the most poetic words ever spoken. Well, he goes, man, hey, the ditch is where the magic happens.
Damn right.
And so that's where we're headed. We're headed to the damn ditch.
Hey, detours, if you will.
Detours, exactly, right?
I'm looking at a big old ditch right now.
Wait, hold on.
Ditch with a
Hey,
B.
we
What's
just
up, baby?
I don't know if I like that or not. So anyway, so why are we here? What the hell are we doing?
Yeah.
So we're in Arlington, Texas, right? He's in beautiful South Carolina. Any part of South Carolina is beautiful. I know you guys got bad weather right now happening. We're recording this on Sunday, the 15th, 16th,
16th. Yeah.
16th of March. But I know the bad storm's headed that way, so I'm glad everybody's safe. But we're trying to do everything we can to get Jeff and his family back to Texas,
Back to the homeland.
as soon and in the right manner as we can. But
Working on it. We're working on it.
yeah, absolutely. If you want to give us a quick update on that, I mean, I know it's kind of an ongoing thing, but
Yeah, as most people know, I run a pretty high volume Lowe's store. Have been doing it for quite some time, and we came out here in the summer. Pops is not doing too well. He's battling dementia, and that's an ongoing struggle. We came out here to try to help with his care and so forth, and eventually we want to get back sooner than later. We've got a grandson on the way, our first.
Oh,
Yes.
dude. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Congratulations, buddy.
Yep. In fact, Tuesday evening we'll be flying back to the motherland, the fatherland, as I like to call it. Yeah.
yes,
See Savannah for a couple days, and hopefully while we're out there, Evan and Chelsea. Hopefully Chelsea goes into labor, so we can not kill two birds with one stone, so to speak.
yeah,
You know?
and they're like out. I mean, Oklahoma's Oklahoma, but I mean they're like out in Oklahoma. They're not
Yeah, they are. They're right off the turnpike in between Tulsa and Oklahoma City. Yeah, they are in BF.
Yeah.
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 BFP.
Well, I know Jan. That would be huge if you guys could pull that off. I know Jan.
Oh
that
yeah,
would be.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mama is so she's so excited. We all are. I mean, actually, I mean it's a blessing. You know, those kids have tried just about everything for
Right.
7-8 years to try to conceive, and of course it happened the week after we arrived in South Carolina.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah.
Hey, the good Lord works in mysterious ways. That's right.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. So
Absolutely. Well, good. I know we're pulling for it. I mean, we're
Yeah,
much
we're ready
purpose,
for you,
all that
buddy.
stuff, everything works out, and
Mhm.
everybody's happy and healthy.
yeah,
And
well, I want to get back there so I can sit in with you guys and not do
hell
the same-
yeah.
not do the same remote and be part of it. And
Yeah.
You need to be right here,
Right.
dude.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm sure if I'm there, I'm going to pretty things up a little bit, you know.
He's got, yeah, I'm sure he's got notes.
No
What does
offense.
that mean? What does that mean?
Means exactly what you think it means. He was talking about prettying you up.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us. We'll talk to you guys next month.
No.
Yeah. So I didn't even know Jeff was coming back in till today. I was talking to him, and that's, hey, and you know me, I'm all about the family and getting all that together. And so I hope, and we pray, and I know Osa that joins me in that everything works out, everybody's happy, healthy, and Jana gets to embrace that little baby and do what grandmas get to do. That's and you as well. I mean, I got to spend Saturday with one of my grandkids' first T-ball game, Clayton.
Oh, nice.
On Saturday morning, and that was a blessing just to watch him and
did you get thrown out?
I did not. It was close. There was some questionable calls, but I cracked up that there was like at least one parent or somebody for each kid on the field. They're like right behind. I'm like going, this is like ridiculous. and I coached T-ball with Cade, and it wasn't like that. We had two coaches, and that was it. We did our. I mean, it was. I don't know if it's like helicopter or whatever you call it nowadays. But man, there was everybody out there. And the biggest blessing I got out of it was watching Grayson, the older brother, was the guy going out there and hooking up the tee and raising it and getting Clayton,
that's dope. Yeah.
Getting him set up. Then Clayton just like freaking, nailed it. And I mean, but it was so, my takeaway was the grandson working with the other grandson, and that was the magic. And that was, it was epic. It was cool. And my ex-wife was there, my kids, and the other grandparents. I mean, it was really, really, it's the best hour of my weekend for sure.
What's up,
so
dude.
yeah,
man, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was cool. So you got that stuff coming, dude, and you're gonna freaking love every minute of it.
Is that your first, Jeff?
Yes.
Is that gonna be your first?
First grandson.
Oh, that's crazy, dude.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome to watch that all happen.
I mean, shit, I'm hopefully like 20 years away from that, at least 25, 30. We're about 30 years out from that.
Yeah. You've got it right here. You got the little girl and everything. I mean, that's in one, like, in a month?
2 months.
2 months.
Yeah.
You got another one coming, huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
Congratulations.
Got a super pregnant lady in the house. Thank you, sir.
Well, his daughter's running around with the Renegade helmet on. Well, like the bobblehead is so heavy. It was cool shit to watch. Right. So anyway, why the hell are we doing this?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, what are we doing? Why are we wasting y'all's time?
Who are you guys, and how do you know each other?
Yeah. So Jeff and I went to school. We grew up together in Virginia, Charlottesville, Virginia. Back in the 70s. We graduated from Albemarle High School, Patriots, rock on. In 81, we graduated. And we were tight. We were through probably middle school, through high school, and then through college. We were tight. We're buds, right? I mean, you look back, we were probably as tight as you could be. We hung out. We did stupid shit together and all that kind of stuff, like everybody did back in those days. And by the way, and we'll talk about that. That was different back then than I'm sure it is now, right? But man, we had a lot of fun doing shit. And all of a sudden, I left and I went to Texas. I don't know what happened to Jeff. You go on your own lives, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you do his podcast. We went our own separate ways.
Yeah.
And God knows what happened to either of us, right? But on a football field, a dusty ass, hot ass football field in Midland, Texas, 25. Did we figure out it was like 25 years later?
Yeah. Yep.
Like, so we go from 81 to 2000, and we'll have to get Cade.
I think it was 2009 or 10, because we just had moved to
I think that's right. If I kind of looked
years.
at Cade's, he was like 6th, 7th grade or whatever.
Right.
I'm doing a football camp.
A football camp.
Right. That's just like, fucking, how do you do at a football camp? I played 9th grade football at Albemarle, and that was it. I'm like, fuck this. This is too hard. Where's the golf team? Anyway, so I reach out to him. I think it was through Facebook. We kind of like touched base initially, and I go, hey, dude, I'm doing a camp out in Midland. He's out running the Lowe's out at Midland. I'm going to bring you out there with Cade. I brought a couple other kids from Dallas, and I'm doing a football camp out there. Come see us. And that's how we reconnected.
Yeah.
And then literally from that point on, I'm going to turn this over to you. From that point on, it was like we had not missed a beat. It was like we literally went across the stage, and then I saw him out there, and it was a reconnect, and we have not unconnected since that moment. Am I right, Jeff? I mean,
absolutely. It was, not to get all religious and everything, but it was a blessing. I mean,
I agree.
Just to connect with him on social media, and thank God, that's what I really appreciate about social media is reconnecting with old friends, old teammates, that kind of thing, and just seeing how their lives has taken place, and the different paths that different people have chosen and so forth, and I'll say we both look damn good for our age, and
yeah, dude.
You see
the age of 45.
You see some people,
my man,
45, huh? Yeah. Well, I've got T-shirts older than you, brother. But anyway. But no, it was, seeing, and Paul's absolutely right. And I'm sure we'll get to this at some point in time. I did play a little football in college years ago. Yeah. And whenever he said, I'm doing a football camp, I'm like, okay, you're doing a football camp?
I can't wait to see Bulls football camp. Oh my God.
See what this is all about, right?
What?
So I'm thinking maybe it's
wait, hold on.
Yeah. And I go out there, and I hadn't seen Bull since high school. And we all change as the years go on, but I tell you, Bull was jacked. I mean, he looked like he was in shape. He looked like a linebacker.
Yeah,
and I was like, damn.
Go, baby, go. You're on a roll, dude.
Walking on the field going, hell, I was an elite athlete, but I don't look like an elite athlete. Bull looked like an athlete. And it was
crazy.
Really good seeing him. And we have not talked probably, we may go a week without talking.
Yeah.
But since then we've connected. I've been down to his place. He's been to my place, wherever that might be. We played some golf. He came to Savannah's wedding a year and a half ago.
It was a blast. Yeah.
We had a great time. Got some great pictures that maybe sometime we'll share on this thing.
We will.
He's not a great driver. He thinks
driver.
Yeah,
I've seen it. Yeah, dude. Yeah, last time we had a meeting, I watched him run over the curb on his way out.
Right. And he thinks he thought his car was a UTV that could drive through water.
Dude, I blew up the. Yeah. Anyway, that's a whole nother story.
But
we were out there at that wedding.
37.
It cost me a whole engine. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's amazing, dude.
But it was that wedding out there. That was special. It was fun. We played golf. We got to hang out.
Oh yeah, played golf the day.
I think I whooped their ass in golf. By the way, I'm pretty sure.
I was about to say, I don't know who's a better golfer.
Yeah, I think that day, I might have had the upper hand.
What do you got to say about that, Joe?
Yeah, well, let's let him run.
I tell you what. Here's my takeaway from that day: is we got to. Oh, and we played with your son-in-law. Wasn't he there that day?
No, Nate wasn't there. No, he didn't play. He played.
No, he didn't.
No, he played with his dad. But we played with a cousin and an uncle.
Who's gonna get? He's fixing to have the baby.
Yeah, Evan.
We played with Evan. But the coolest thing, and so I played a lot of golf, right? we drive through after 9, and they've got a drive-through beer window.
What?
Yeah, you just
In
cruise
between
up.
holes?
And they just like sit there. And they like give you. I didn't partake. Jeff did a lot of drinking that day, but yeah, I was like, "This is badass. This is cool as shit."
Yeah,
Took it to a whole nother level. Anyway, sorry, sidetrack.
that's
On
okay.
the back 9 there, dude.
No.
Yeah.
It got ugly, but no, it was a good time for sure.
Course record still intact. I will say, course record still intact. Yeah, we had a good time. It was a lot of 400-yard drives. If you add a couple of them up, I mean, a couple 200-yard.
2 or 3 hits.
I don't know anything about golf. I take your word for it. Yeah, I was like, that sounds impressive.
Yeah.
Oh no 400-yard drives. I will say though, in Midland, Texas, because this one golf course that we played a lot, or I played a lot, was real close to the house we lived in. Somebody said, well, they put it on an old goat farm, and they had very little irrigation. And when you were downwind,
you were downwind.
and the ball would run for days.
Oh man.
And then, I would play out there a lot, right? And then I'd come out here to see my dad because he lives in Hilton Head. And my 5 handicap suddenly became
they dropped the handicap. Right.
20. Became a 20 easy.
It's a different game, right? You go from West Texas to Hilton Head.
Right.
Now you got greens you can't roll up on and do that kind of shit. Yeah, absolutely.
Fairways that are lined with trees and stuff and out of bounds and water and shit like that.
We were talking we were talking earlier. We're both watching the players on TV today, the golf.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're both watching it. Now it's 2 guys talking to each other, watching a golf tournament on TV. I'm like, dude, I gotta go. This is
this is getting
something's
ridiculous.
wrong right at this level.
Dude.
Absolutely.
See, we could have it on right now, and we can be commentating right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So I show up out there in 2009, 2010 with Cade Bull, and he's got a mohawk, and he's running around, and he's balling out.
Well, Cade's a badass. Huh?
Yeah, Cade could ball. There's no doubt about it. But that's another show. But the cool thing, and why we're doing this, I think, is our connection. Right? Is all of a sudden we caught up. We hadn't missed a beat since. We've done ball games together. He came to watch Cade play high school football. I've been to watch the girls, Savannah, I think, playing volleyball. They were in town doing. I mean, volleyball is it's like any high school sport, right? You do tournaments, right? So they come to town. So I think 2 or 3 times me and Cade would go up and hook up and go watch, Savannah, compete, and it was so awesome to do that kind of stuff. But that was just I don't want to say it was part of our reconnect, but man, that was, like I said, that's what we'd have done had we walked out of high school and stayed in lockstep. You know what I mean? I mean, it was, it's what you should do with your best friends in life, right? Is stay involved in their lives. And so that's what we did and what we continue to do. So our thought was, in the last 15 years since then, is like going, hey man, I did the podcast with you. And I'm like, dude, how many people do we know? And just think of not all the athletes and the stars and people that we've connected with, both you and me, Jeff, but who all do we need to reconnect with, in our lives that we could bring on in this kind of environment and just have this same conversation. Like, hey, what the fuck you been up to since 1981 or 1985 after college or whenever it was we met them in their life? Like, based kind of off your show, off your podcast, is hey, let's reconnect with these people, because if we've got stories to tell, like, hey, Bull, what the fuck are you doing? Excuse my language. What the hell is it? Past 5 minutes?
Oh yeah, we're well past. Yeah,
so what the hell are you doing running a football camp out in Midland, Texas? And you quit after 9th grade football. What are you doing?
You qualified?
Yeah, right. Absolutely. Yeah. And that was everybody's take on Facebook was like, dude, where were you? Why are you so jacked now? We could have used you as a linebacker in high school. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I got that comment.
Right.
I'm like, oh,
Right.
dude, my parents really just didn't push me enough. But I mean, if we've got those stories, how many are out there that we need to hear, and we need to just bring them on and let them talk and have fun freaking doing it. Yeah, absolutely. Because I know Jeff's been down, everybody's road is curvy and stormy and got shit along with it. Mine as well. And I know yours as well. I mean, it's so that's kind of what this vehicle's about.
Yeah.
Is let's bring people in and let's have some fun. Let's not take each other too seriously. Let's just fucking ball out, dude.
That's what I'm talking
That's
about,
what it's
dude.
about. Jeff, what do you think, brother?
Yeah, I'm all in. I think there's a lot. I know there's a lot of people that we ran together with back in the day that would love to come on, and there's a lot of guys that I haven't talked to since then. Really, they went their way, we went our way, kind of thing, and would love to reconnect with them. I tell you, I still earlier today when Paul and I were talking, I was thinking about it today. My first impression of him when I saw him on that dusty ass field, it was actually in Odessa where they filmed Friday Night Lights, right? And
exactly. The coach was there. He gave our camp opening deal. Yeah.
Yeah. And I thought, holy shit, look at this guy. I mean,
remember how jacked I was, dude.
Yeah. I wasn't thinking anabolic steroids or anything about.
Oh, they were involved.
No, of course not.
Absolutely, they were involved.
See, as long
as
you're open about it, we're cool with it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there were things coming out of his neck. I didn't say anything about it. I didn't say like, "Hey, have you?"
I'd have failed every test they provided.
Wait, were you bald then or no?
No, I had a whole. That was the beginning of the baldness.
Okay. All right. Oh,
but it was worth it. It was a trade-off. And I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
I'll bench 565. I'll lose my hair. Even trade.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, he sacrificed vanity for strength, for sure.
Absolutely, dude.
All right, so I think just based on that, based on the steroid talk and the ball and out talk, I think it's time for some bracket talk, buddy.
Absolutely.
That's what we came here for.
It's March Madness, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who'd have thought?
Yeah.
They dropped today.
Can you hand that over?
Can you bring us that?
Here you go.
Jeff.
You got it?
Here.
I'm handing it to you. You got it?
There you go. Yeah.
All right.
Pop it up there.
There you go.
There we go.
Magic.
How did you get that to us so quickly?
Well, I just designed this new computer made by Concord. So
Concord.
I stole it from the old supersonic jet, the Frenchies.
Yeah, they had all the tech.
Right.
They had all the tech. Right?
They got banned because of the sonic boom. Jeff brought back the sonic boom.
Boom, dude. That's what I'm talking about.
Shit just happened.
So I think we'll have to turn this over to Jeff because I have no idea anything about
Jeff's the
college basketball.
Yeah, so Jeff,
in general.
I think it's a great idea. So I'm football. We still don't know why I'm football. Jeff's football, but he's also basketball, baseball, all the other stuff, right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna let Jeff lead this kind of a deal with the bracketology, but we are going to do a contest with this that we'll talk about as well. But yeah, go ahead, Jeff, about March Madness, which is insane.
I think it's looking at the bracket. I didn't get a chance to watch the selection show because the Cavaliers are at home for the
NIT, baby.
For the not even the NIT. They didn't make the NIT. I don't think they made any of those pronoun tournaments.
It's a good thing
he got really sad when you brought that up.
Good thing you still got the Duke Blue Devils to root for. There you go.
Oh yeah, I'm rooting for them along with ISIS and Al Qaeda.
Same.
So. No, looking at this is basically the SEC Invitational. I think they had
right? Did they break a record?
I think so.
It looked like it did.
14 teams in or something stupid like that.
Yeah, we got it pulled up on the screen over here for you too. So as you talk, I can kind of point it out.
Cool, badass, dude.
But looking at the bracket though, I think the thing that jumps out at me is the Midwest bracket. Houston looks like they have the easiest path to San Antonio. There's nobody in their draw that is going to give them a hard time. Maybe Clemson in the regional quarterfinals, but I don't see anybody else on their side. Tennessee is the number. Yeah, Tennessee's the number 2 seed, but they got waxed by Florida today.
They did. Yeah, by
and
15
Florida-
points.
Yeah, I watched them
is-
in Texas the other day. Yeah, it was.
Florida is sneaky, scary good. They haven't got a lot of press this year for some reason.
Everybody's picking Florida, dude. I watched the end of the ESPN, and Jay and all the guys there were like, "That's their pick." It seems like.
Yeah, I don't know how they their coach this year has, what happened to him. He got accused of some stuff that he probably shouldn't be doing with co-eds, but they kind of swept that under the rug.
Everybody's got to have a hobby.
I was about to.
Don't judge by it. You got a hobby.
Yeah.
Well,
like your old guy,
Who am I?
your old Texas coach, was his name Beard? I mean, he liked the cervezas. So
Don't say cervezas,
Don't
por
say
favor.
cervezas.
That's what I like to say.
those, yeah.
Talking about
So
those cervezas.
yeah, I think Houston. Yeah, just real quick, my quick Final Four was Duke, Houston, Florida, and Auburn, and I've got Houston battling Florida in the national championship, and that'll be a rock fight. That'll be a rock
Right.
fight.
Wow.
So
And so who's your winner?
I'm picking
Chicken dinner.
Houston. I'm picking Houston to win 65-57.
Really? Roughly.
Oh, there you go.
Damn.
What about Arkansas? Come on, man.
Yeah, you got Arkansas
Arkansas.
over
Come
here.
on, bro.
What's up with that?
Well, college baseball season just started, so I think they're going to have a solid.
Oh, that's over with, dude.
You still
they're
got
gonna be
hopes,
good.
right?
Yeah.
Right.
You can call the Hogs
Okay,
later
so-
on.
So the finals are San Antonio, right? Isn't that
San
what,
Antonio, yes.
it's-
Yes.
Dude,
How much is the ticket to that?
we're going.
How much is the ticket to
I don't
that?
know. We got to go though.
Oh, dude, that'd be nuts, bro.
Wouldn't that be
Yeah.
cool?
Yeah, that
I know
would be.
people in San Antonio. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
so. Room and board would
Man,
be
shit,
covered.
4 hours away from here, huh? Ish.
Yeah.
Shit. Hell, we used to travel there with the Renegades. I'm
That's
not
what I'm
scared of
talking
San
about.
Antonio.
Yeah, let's beat the
No,
hell
we
out of
should
San
do that. Would
Antonio.
be a blast. That would be
I
fun.
will,
Anyway,
I will tell you, there is nothing like a Final Four.
so I was going to say,
It's
you've done it.
It's a party. Yeah, Savannah and I drove from Lubbock when we were in Lubbock when UVA was in the Final Four. We drove from Lubbock all the way to Minneapolis and
Right.
watched that, and that was unbelievable.
Who won that one, by the way?
The Virginia Cavaliers.
Wahoo wah, bitches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I actually had that in
uh,
the notes for this episode. Look at
Yeah.
that. Look at me.
we beat Texas Tech, and the ironic
That was
thing
a ball
about
game,
that,
dude. That was a
Yeah.
ball game.
right? The ironic piece about that is the fact that at the time, both of my kids, Haley and Savannah, were undergrads at Texas Tech,
Right.
but they didn't grow up Texas Tech fans. They grew up Wahoos.
You had them instilled and brain.
Oh,
They
absolutely.
wore, they wore
into
different
the
colors
line.
that day.
And they are still that way today.
Absolutely.
So
But
what is
it was-
this Wahoo's thing? Is that
You got Mr. Wahoo right there, brother.
Well,
Look, the Vinegar Hill, we're gonna get drunk tonight.
yeah. No, apparently some drunk ass fraternity brother was screaming Wahoo as they were running down some hill or some crap like that, and so they just kind of stuck,
Dude, Virginia
funny.
was like always voted, and was it like Sports Illustrated or somebody was like they did all these rankings, top 10, this, that, and everything.
Mhm.
But Virginia was like a top 10 party school, but it's
Yeah.
also like one of the elite education schools in
Yeah.
America. I mean, it's like locally, it's an SMU. They don't just let everybody in.
Yeah.
You got GP, you got requirements and all that kind of stuff, which is
Oh, it should be.
yeah, absolutely. But I mean, Virginia party when we were in high school, man, rush week would happen at UVA, and we would go there, and we were all rushing for I mean, it was like a party. I heard stories about Jeff and his friends doing stuff like that. But no, they'd pull up at in the fields and open up, the Benny Keese of the world, and open it up, and there's beer kegs out there flowing. Everybody's kegged up. I mean, it was nuts. It was fun.
That's what I'm talking about.
They used to call the thing. They had a thing there that went on for years. It was called Easters.
Easters, yes.
And it was usually around Easter.
Makes sense.
It was an epic event, and they would close down. They would at UVA. There's a road that goes through. They don't call it the campus. It's right off of the grounds, and all the fraternities and all the sororities are on this road, and they call it Rugby Road, right?
Rugby Road.
They closed it down, and it was nothing but a 4-day, 4-night drunk fest / if I can say this, orgy.
Fuck!
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. I got you, Jeff.
Yeah, and it was. It's funny. My first year in there was the last one they had, and
I wonder why.
Yeah, I don't know.
Jeff blew it out, dude.
Jeff Walker, bitches.
Yeah, I'm responsible for the cancellation. I'll tell you.
Thank you, Jeff.
Oh, it's all.
Are you really, or are you joking?
No, man. There's
Oh, okay. I was like, dude,
So-
that's a story that needs to be told. If that's right.
That's next week. Yeah.
That's next
There
week.
you
Yeah,
go.
No,
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm telling you, UVA
People would
parties
come-
were epic.
people
dude.
would come from everywhere, and we, growing up in that town, we probably spent some Friday and Saturday nights running around pretending to be somebody we weren't.
Oh yeah, and you were gonna be a college athlete, so you looked the part. Paul's
Yeah.
over here on his with his golf bod.
Yeah, I was a golf guy. I was his wingman.
Yeah, oh, right.
Right?
He was sending him to the wingman
Yeah.
to send to Jeff. Yeah.
Jeff would be like, "Okay, dude, I need you."
Paul also
My
had,
other, my other
even-
guy didn't show up.
Yeah, I mean, he played. He was really good at golf back in the day, and
Thank you.
did the ninth grade football thing. But he was also a surprisingly crafty intramural basketball player.
Hell yeah! Yes!
Yeah, dude.
God.
He was crafty.
Crafty is the best compliment I could ever get related to my basketball skills.
That's just a polite way of saying he sucked. But no, he was.
What?
No, he was crafty. He was good. He would do some stuff, and we didn't play on the same team.
No, we never did.
Oh, there's a problem. That's why he's pissed at you.
Yeah, I quit playing basketball after my sophomore year. It's probably the dumbest thing I ever did. I was probably the
Jeff
best
Walker.
shooter that ever walked the halls of that school, but I could
By the
not.
way, Jeff Walker has the record in the state of Texas to this day. For he knows where I'm going with this. He has the most shots attempted, and this was before 3-point.
Oh,
So
yeah.
we didn't have to, but shots attempted, fouls given and received, right? Minutes played without an assist recorded. Am I wrong? Look at it. He's like, I'm going to kill you, you bastard. And I'm joking, but that's our little play on basketball.
Right,
Jeff
okay.
could ball. I couldn't. We always played on opposite teams, and it was healthy. It was fun, all that kind of stuff. But I always give him shit. I'm like, yeah, you were great. You could shoot like a beast. You could have passed the ball once.
Now here's Kobe
I
out there,
did.
bro.
Yeah.
I did. I think I was the first person that ever took the ball out underneath the basket, and the guy had his back to me, and I passed it.
Off
to
his
him.
back.
Off his
He
back.
got his own assist.
He got it, and I laid it up. And as I ran down the court, I said, "Make sure I get you
Yeah.
put that in the assist column."
He got one
In this
assist.
column, I got
It was
yes.
off of the opponent's back,
Off the
and it was
back.
probably his head.
Actually, that goes into two columns. That goes into the assist
Yeah.
and the score.
How funny. No, that was probably where we met, was competing in youth basketball, the Owls, and I don't even remember what I was on. The Bulls probably should have been the Bulls.
I don't know.
But
we had a little league dynasty, man. I'm telling you, we had
they were juicing. It's like fucking 10-year-olds.
I knew it.
We went our last year, I think we were in 7th grade. We went undefeated, and we had a first team that played the first quarter and a second team that played the second quarter, and we never played a full game, and we beat the shit out of kids.
Except my team. We held them to the last minute. It was crazy.
We beat Bulls team 80-21.
What?
It wasn't even close. It wasn't even.
You know what? We're gonna have to make this note. Hey, hit that button, by the way.
Fuck! Yeah.
I know we scored at least 30.
At least 30.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't think they were more like 70.
Yeah, we're gonna need to pull up the archives.
We're gonna have to do the archive search on that. So we'll talk about that next.
I was wondering, when did they invent the 3-point?
Oh, it was way after Jeff's time. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you.
Hell, they'd have beat us 120 to 6 if they'd had a 3-point, because Jeff was going to go from the 3-point line to the 3-point line. He wasn't going to go. He's not going to go battle you underneath for defense, right? Am I wrong, Jeff?
No,
because I wasn't.
Pretty accurate.
Yeah, I was the guy that everybody got pissed off. I was the one that got thrown out because I was taking charges and grabbing jerseys, and just because. Yeah, that was me.
Okay, wait. So the NBA adopted the 3-point line in the 1979 to 80 season.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So right before y'all graduated.
Right.
Yeah. Well, the NCAA, experimented with it a couple years after that, and the ACC actually would have been your first year, your freshman year too, Paul, in college. The ACC put in a 3-point line, which was actually about 3 feet inside of the top of the key.
Oh, wow.
And I was at UVA when that happened, and we had an intramural team that averaged 100 points a game.
Yeah, dude.
And we'll have those people on. Yeah.
Yeah, and I did not step foot inside that 3-point line.
No.
In fact, I pulled up on fast breaks.
He was a logo guy.
Oh yeah, that's my boy. There you
Absolutely.
go. Shooting half court,
Jeff could he could ball. There's no doubt. We had you and we had Maslow. Right, Maslow went off to play at where did Jim go?
He played at JMU for a couple of years. Yeah.
At JMU for a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
He had the joy of playing against.
I think it was North Carolina.
Worthy and. Yeah.
Is that where the hate comes from, or no?
Oh God, no! I haven't talked to Jim since high school either. But but Jim could shoot, but Jeff was our baller. He was our football player, and he'd have been a lot more. And correct me if I'm wrong. He'd have done a lot more football wise with us in high school. Had health been able to do that, right, Jeff?
Yeah. When I was 2, I had a kidney removed. And I did play other positions when I played Little League football. I played running back and quarterback and that kind of thing. But when I got to high school, Betty Lou, may she rest in peace, put her foot down and said, no, if you're going to play football, you got to learn, you got to do something else. And
the risk
was too great. And, and every August, I would, walk into the kitchen, Mom, I'll be very careful. They just want me to play safety. That's defense. So I'll be delivering the blows, not receiving the blows. Yeah. And every year it was no. And I'd go to my dad and say, please,
come on, Dad.
Father, please help me.
Hit that veto. Come on, bro.
And he was like, no, you can't. Your mom said no.
That's a smart guy.
Yeah. Well,
but that was for a reason, brother. Right. And you got, know what?
So what did you play?
I ended up being I was the punter and the place
Ah.
kicker for, actually, I played varsity as a freshman.
Nice.
So,
I mean, dude, that's one of the best positions on the field, really.
Absolutely.
That's the
He
chillest
got
spot
his
to be.
education.
yeah.
Did that at UVA. I mean, everything worked out. I
Yeah,
know it was
everything worked out.
I knew it was very frustrating for you
Oh,
being the
yeah.
athlete that you were and are. I'm going to
Yeah.
give you credit for being one still today. But I can't imagine being that gifted and being that restrained as a kid. You know,
Being a
just
fucking
wanting to
punter,
do
yeah.
all that kind of shit. And
I bet you could punt the hell out of that ball, though, huh?
You know, I was okay. I mean, I did well enough to, you know, to get scholarship offers, and it just so happened that, you know, things, you know, like most things in life, it's all about timing, right? And
Yep.
UVA had a first class punter for, you know, 4 years. His name was Russ Henderson. I never got to meet him, but
Fucking
he
Russ.
was a badass. He was, and then after he graduated, they suffered in that position, and then here I come along, and I'm, you know, 15 minutes down the road, and I had from my junior year to my senior year, I really made a big jump. I went to a camp in Ohio, and they changed some things, and I didn't have a punter's body, if you will.
Yeah.
You know,
The opposite of
I was 6'2", 200 pounds, you know, and when
outside
I was,
linebacker body. is what
Biggest
he
damn
had.
punter
Yeah.
ever, dude. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I was,
Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
Right?
Boom, dude.
yeah,
Yeah.
I was,
Am I right?
I
Yeah.
was, yeah, you know, in my heyday, I think I was a better athlete than him, but, you know, we'd go to away games,
Get Pat
right?
on here.
Do you hear that?
Yeah, we'd go to away games, and, you know, and I would go out to warm up, and you know, I'm looking at these guys going, man, I want to play. I want to play.
I want to play. Yeah. 'Cause, I mean, you spend 90% of the game on the bench because of that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I kicked off. I was a kicker. I was a place kicker too. So whenever I would kick, I just kept on going down the field.
Oh, he was trying to get some heads.
I was trying to, you know, and I made a bunch of tackles. And
Nice.
in college, though, I'll tell you, I made a lot of tackles in college, and I also did make some tackles.
What?
Ones
Yeah.
that should have been made. Yeah.
Yeah. If you remember Gary Clark that played for the Redskins.
Redskins.
Gary Clark Jr. or Gary Clark?
No,
Gary
I don't think
Clark.
Junior.
He was part of this was in the mid to late 80s. He was part of that what they called the Fun Bunch.
The
right?
Fun Bunch.
Right.
Yeah.
But
So I knew a guy that was on that team. Kurt Gavea was a linebacker on that
Yeah.
team. He's an FBU guy. Yeah. So
Yeah,
a buddy of mine,
yeah.
Kurt Gavea. Yeah.
well, Gary Clark, we played James Madison one year, is either my second or third year, and Gary Clark ran 2 of my punts back for touchdowns. 2.
Oh.
And it wasn't like, you know, a lot of times when guys run punts back or, you know, run kicks back is because the kicker or punter has outkicked the coverage, or it's been a line drive or that kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
But these 2 punts, I'm telling you, were
Here we go.
Here we
go.
were beautiful.
Beautiful.
I mean,
Perfectly placed.
Inside, we're on the right hash mark because, you know, in college they have the big spread out hash marks, right?
Yeah.
So I'm on the right hand. I'm on the right hash mark. I pin him inside the 5 or inside the 10-yard line both times on the inside from the hash mark inside the out of bounds, right? So he's right there.
Yeah.
And both times you could see their wall set up.
Mhm.
And, you know, the first time I was like, shit, here we go. You know, and he's running. He caught the ball, didn't even make a move. He just ran straight down the sidelines because he had
What
a
you're
wall.
supposed to do. Go.
Yeah. And, you know, as a punter, they tell you, well, you got to shadow the ball. Well, it wasn't any shadow, and I just went over to the sideline and waited for him.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
And he's running down. This son of a bitch was running down the field faster than shit. And he's about 10 yards from me, and I go, I got him. I got your ass. I'm going to put
Yeah,
you
you do.
out.
Jeff Walker.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Fuck.
who I am. It's who I
Hell
was,
yeah,
right?
dude.
Yeah.
And he made a move to the field. He made a move to the field, and I broke my hips. I literally felt like a fifth grader getting crossed over by Allen Iverson. And
God, I wish that
field and
video
went
was
back
available
to the-
today.
Oh my
We got-
God.
We got to find that video.
Oh yeah. But he
Oh,
It sounds
my God,
like
he
there's
broke
more than
you.
one.
yeah, and it happened again in the same quarter and the same kick because I always tried to I didn't have a great leg. I wasn't gifted with a great leg. I just had really good technique and I could place the ball.
Accurate. Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty accurate.
Which is key. That's 90% of the kicking
Oh, well,
game.
back then it was for sure.
Right.
And
Now
the
everybody's
second time he did it, the first one he ran back for 84 yards. The second one was 87 yards. And so he gets in the end zone the second time, the exact same play, didn't get touched. As he gets into the end zone, he takes the ball and he spins it like a top, right?
Yeah,
And,
absolutely. That's what you do.
and, of
I
course.
do that when I get home at night. I grab the football
Yeah,
and I just
right?
spin it. And I go grab me a water. Yeah.
Right. So as I'm chasing him and he spins the ball, I kick the ball like it was on the ground. I kicked it up into the stands.
And you
Oh yeah, I mean he
did you
set
shank
up,
it?
dude. Yeah.
No,
Did you shank the kick?
I crushed it.
crushed it, dude. Yeah.
You nailed the kick.
I crushed it.
My man.
So at halftime,
Showed him.
at halftime, we go and we're down 14-10 to James Madison, who we should
Dukes.
never.
The Purple Dukes,
The
dude.
Dukes, right? We're ACC Division I, they're Division whatever 2 at the time.
I don't even think they're
Just started
division.
playing
Yeah.
football.
Right.
Uh-huh.
It's like
Some
a
guys
middle
didn't even
school.
have face masks, right? It's that long. So
You got smoked by the Dukies.
I got smoked. We got smoked by Dukes. Anyway, George Welsh, God rest his soul, the greatest
Yeah.
coach in the history
Great
of
coach,
college
yeah.
football. He stands up and his favorite word started with F, right?
Friends, family, football. Faith, family, football.
Yeah. Yes.
Or that.
That one right
Yeah,
there.
there you go. Yeah. We didn't
He
say
didn't.
I'm sorry.
He didn't say anything to anybody else but me. He looked
Oh,
right at me and
Jeff
said,
got called out.
Walker, kick the beep ball
Effing
into the stands.
damn. Don't
And I
kick
said-
it to that, dude.
I said, okay, I can do that. So
Oh, yeah.
third quarter, we get the ball first, right? Kicking the same direction that he just
Green
ran
out.
back, right?
Right.
And he's back there, and you can see him. He's grinning. I can see
Oh,
it.
he's ready. He wants it.
Hey, like
70
feed me,
yards
baby.
away.
Here we go.
Just beaming, right? He's like, yeah, I'm gonna take another one back, motherfucker. But anyway, I catch the ball. I turn.
Never heard this story. This is the beauty of this shit. Go.
I catch the ball. They snapped it to me. I catch it and I turn almost immediately all the way to the right, like kicking it behind the line, right behind the line of scrimmage. I kicked it 20 rows up in the stands.
Right.
And if you remember,
Like a
UVA
net
stands were
5-yard kick.
kind of curved, right? So it was a
Right.
pretty, I hit a beautiful spiral up into the
Seems
into
beautiful.
the stands.
It's beautiful. It's like
Oh.
Trump.
I got,
I love it. Beautiful.
hey, listen, I got a standing ovation when I got to the stands.
Hell yeah.
He said, "That's what I'm talking
Shit,
about,
yeah.
Walker." Yeah,
I got a standing ovation, and
Hell yeah.
oh my god,
That was a home game. That's a home game.
It was a home game.
So
Yeah.
so the fans knew. I
There
mean,
you
Virginia
go.
fans knew. I mean, they
Yeah,
were like,
"Don't give that dude the
hell, they
fucking
were
ball
drunk at
again, dude."
kickoff. So
Oh,
yeah, that was.
Oh
fucking,
yeah,
that
they
was
were,
beast,
and that was a
man.
night game, so they were plastic.
Oh my God,
Oh.
they were hammered. They had
They were
been to
hammered.
Rugby Road and Vinegar Hill. Then they went to the ball game.
There you
Yeah.
And watched Jeff cook a
Well,
20
I can-
cook a 20-yarder beautifully.
go. Up into the stand.
Dude, I've never heard that story.
You never- I
That's
never told you
genius.
that?
I
Oh,
have
yeah.
never heard that. That's
fat,
awesome.
dude.
Hey, I'm gonna
That
let
was
y'all
great.
go.
So we paused, or
No, you guys
oh, okay.
get it done, brother.
Get it going.
Yeah,
All right.
this is Bullet Walker show.
All right, the Bullet Walker show. Hell, I just had a cramp moment.
Hey,
Um,
all right.
So, all right, so fucking what a great story, dude. All right, so I come out there. You're like, what the hell am I doing running a football camp out in Odessa,
Odessa,
where they did Friday Night Lights, the movie, the TV show, all that kind of shit, right? And by the way, he was still alive then, and he did our opening speech.
Oh,
I
wow.
mean, it was epic. It was really cool. It was hot as shit.
Yes.
The fields were dirt. It was dirt. It was a terrible camp, but it was a great time. And that's where we kind of like, not where we kind of like, that's where we reconnected. And we've been like that ever since. And you were like, what's Bull doing running a freaking football camp of these elite? And this was the camps I was doing were 7th grade through senior, and it was all affiliate. The company I was working with at the time was the All-American Games, and that's the company that to this day they may not still be doing it, but they did the U.S. Army game, which was the best seniors every year in January in San Antonio, and they play East versus West, U.S. Army, and that's where all the kids would like announce where they're going, and they, all that on NBC. And that company was huge, and they not discovered, but I got hooked up with them. I sent Cade to a football camp when he was in 5th grade,
right?
And they weren't at the time. The camps were 6th grade and up. FBU was getting started. FBU, Football University, was part of All-American Games. And so when All-American Games wasn't scouting kids to play in the U.S. Army game, they were doing the junior combine where they'd come in and do all the 40 times and all the bench press, all that kind of stuff to get them ready, kind of like a combine, NFL combine for high school kids. Right. But they would do camps after football season for high school and middle school kids to get them. I mean, it was a moneymaker. They were trying to make kids. So we charged $500 at the time. You come in on a Friday night, you do Saturday and Sunday. And the one thing FBU did and may still do to this day was they used legitimate, it wasn't an autograph grab. It was designed as a mini camp in the NFL by NFL coaches. So it was classroom, on field. You did position stuff. You do on air. You do one-on-one. You do group, all that kind of stuff. You didn't do pads, but it was everything you could do, similar to mini camps in the NFL. Well, I got into that shit with getting Cade into a camp in Nashville. I had no idea what the hell I was doing. I signed him up. We went. We did a vacation out of this. And Cade goes out there as a 5th grader, disguised as a 6th grader, and he runs and I've got video somewhere, but he's going against like an 8th grader. Right. And he's running around, and he makes this 8th grader look like an idiot. He does a little quick double move, and it's cheating. I understand. I mean, they're like going, okay, we're not going to do – because coaches talk, right? So it's all right, we're just doing single move stuff, and you kind of, you game plan, so you coach your kids. Well, our guy threw a little double move in with Cade, and so Cade did a little boop, boop, and a little post corner and made this dude look like an idiot. Of course, Cade, being my kid, does this shit, and then after he does it, he like does an airplane slide, drops the football on this guy's lap. After he's done it, everybody goes nuts because there's this little bitty kid and Cade's little at the time. He's now bigger than me, but at the time, Cade was always the small kid, right? And he just showed this kid out, and I'm embarrassed as a dad. I'm not. I'm fucking proud as shit because he made this. I mean, it was the event of the camp, and so there were coaches there at that day. So anyway, that one moment got me recognized because of my son with this organization, and that was my in on this deal. So the guy who owned that company, Rich McGinnis, ended up 2 years later, I'm running the western half of the United States for Football University, running all the camps, doing all the scouting, and so literally my work week was calling people, coordinating everything. And then Thursday or Friday, I would fly out to anywhere from Denver, even in Canada, So it would, but I would fly out and then we would come in and do those camps everywhere. I mean, it was like a godsend. And so Jeff's talking about like, Bull, how the hell are you doing this? You didn't do, last time I saw you as a freshman, you're puking your eggs up over here while we're running our warm-up lap over here, south of the school. Right.
Golf.
Yeah. And no, it wasn't me.
I'll tell you one of
Logan Bull, dude. He was the man that got me. And dude, I'm telling you, it got me connected with football stars, coaches.
I mean, come on,
dude.
I mean, he got you that ring, buddy.
Got me the damn Renegades ring.
I'll tell you, Odin, Austin, I'm sorry.
I'll take Odin. Hell yeah, bro.
We're going to talk about your name. We're going to talk about your name in a little bit, but anyway, because I got a nickname for you. I remember telling Jana, my wife, when I got back from going to see Paul at this camp and seeing his son, Cade, I said, he is going to get his son killed if he continues to play football.
Because of his size, right?
This guy was like 4'4", and
little as shit.
His helmet and padding probably weighed more than he did.
So your daughter running around today with the Renegade helmet,
dude.
I said, Bull. I said, Bull turned out to be one of those dads that is living through his kid.
Living vicariously through my son.
There you go. That's what he was. Like,
fuck yeah.
He's going to get Cade killed if he continues to chase that football dream.
Hey, man, it's a stereotype for a reason.
But I'll tell you, all serious business. So fast forward a couple years, when Cade was got into high school, I did get a couple of opportunities to see him play on a Friday night when Savannah was playing volleyball in that part of the world.
You came to games,
came to a couple games, and he balled out. I was impressed. He, I think, did he play a little safety too? Did he play a little DB?
And so this, right? So from Midland to the private school, the small schools, if the players played both ways, they were good, right?
Yeah.
So Cade was safety or outside linebacker, and a receiver on offense. But Cade could ball, man. There was no doubt. Cade had hands.
So he wasn't that small. Shit.
No, Cade was small.
Yeah. Okay.
So Rich McGinnis,
he was a little bitty.
Yeah. So Rich McGinnis, when Cade was a couple years after that initial camp, Cade was we were doing a camp here in Frisco, and so I was coordinating this camp in here, and of course Dallas camps were always 300 plus. Dude, people were paying $500 each for this camp, and it was an invite only. You couldn't just go online. If you went online, you wanted to, hey, I want my kid to go to this camp, and then someone would call you. Now, it wasn't like a real intrusive fucking, but we would say, hey, we want to talk to your coach, we want to talk to your parents. Can you show video? And if you couldn't, well, the check clear. So we would take, because we didn't want a kid to come in because they're getting coached. Oh, yeah. I mean, it was
intensive.
Yeah. It was, they could be, it's not a drop your kid off and go and come pick him up later, because you're going to get pushed around and that kind of shit. Right. So, yeah. But we're doing a camp here in Frisco, and based off these camps, you got invited to, if you were one of the better kids, you got invited to money grab. You got invited to a year end, which was the best kids from all the camps out in
Texas,
Virginia, Williamsburg.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, back to Virginia.
So we do a big thing, right? So back to Virginia. So we do a big deal. And so it was middle school, 7th, 8th grade kids, and then high school, 9th, 10th, 11th grade. So you wanted that invite. You wanted to be the best of this camp, et cetera, et cetera. So Cade goes to this camp. Huh?
But let me interrupt you for a second. But one of the things that they did,
you just did.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for granting me permission.
See, no assist, Jeff, right there.
Hey, no, that's the guy you need right there.
Yeah,
dude.
right there.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So
brother.
They were very smart because they took former NFL players, right, and headline them. So who were they? Who were fans of theirs?
The parents.
The parents.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah. No, this is
The kids
Rich
were
Mc-
like, who?
Rich McGinnis.
Yeah.
And Rich is still around. And by the way, Rich is still involved. I think now he's tied into something that they do in Cantno. And if Rich, I would love to get Rich on this show. I would go back to work for Rich today immediately.
You're gonna have Rich in the garage, dude.
Rich
You're gonna have a fucking
McGinnis.
sweep or something, dude.
Rich McGinnis is a beast. I mean, he's the guy that ran the U.S. Army game.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
for 2 years and he went out and get his own sponsors. And if you, it's a great story going, hey, we're going to do this. You're going to get 3 hours on NBC. Go sell the ad time. And Rich's ass went and did it.
Boom, dude.
Yeah. I mean, it's like you want a light under your ass, go try to sell 30 minutes or 30 seconds to a drink company or boom, boom, boom.
I mean, shit, call
Because
Pfizer
that's
at
going
that
to
point,
cover
dude. Fuck, what you
all
doing
your
here?
costs with NBC is charging you. So I think he ran for and I don't know this, so I apologize for not knowing, but I know he lost money for several years maybe before finally get a U.S. Army sponsorship and all this kind of money to where he was breaking even and making money.
Yeah.
And it was all, I mean, Rich McGinnis is a brain. I mean, I respect the shit out of that guy. We parted ways, but I would absolutely go back to work for that dude.
Yeah.
I mean, knowing now what I do, because hell, he hired me to run the West. Anyway, so I'm at Frisco doing this camp up there, and I see him out there, and I'm not working for them at all. Cade, I got some of my kids that I was coaching in youth football. They're all at this camp that I had been to at Nashville. I'm like, dude, this is the best camp your kids could go to. They're coached. It's like, I mean, it's not a money grab. You're going to get better, or you're going to find out I need to play soccer. One of these,
Right.
So
I played soccer.
yeah, no, and it's not a shot on soccer.
I get you.
Okay, it's kind of a shot on soccer. But anyway, but it's like, you don't need to be doing this. You're wasting your freaking money, kind of a deal. And it was a real, reality check.
Mm-hmm.
So Cade's doing these inside. It was terrible. It was snowing outside. So we're in the inside.
In Frisco?
Yeah, in Frisco. It was terrible. I mean, it was crazy. But they've got, luckily we're in Texas, so we got indoor facilities, right? So it's like fucking badass. But I see Rich walking up with the coaches, and I hear him, because I'm a fucking dad, right?
Right.
I hear him going, who's that kid? And the guy's like, Bull. Fucking got hands you would never believe. He goes, and he's only whatever at the time. He was literally 6th grade. And Cade literally that day was fucking catching everything. Everything. And so I'm walking in the hallway, strategically placed by Rich, and he's talking, and he goes, hey, he struck up a cup, and I'm like, because I assaulted him. But I was like, he goes, is that hey, did you see that? That's what he said. He goes, did you see that little kid? I'm like, yeah, Cade Bull. He goes, yeah, you know him? I said, yeah, it's my son. He goes, dude, I'm going to write a book and hand to God. He goes, I'm going to write a book one day about all this shit I'm doing. Mm-hmm. He goes, I'm going to have a chapter devoted to Cade Bull, because that's what this shit's about.
That's what I'm talking about.
And I was like, sold. Dude, less than a year later, I'm working for them. I'm running the Southwest. And then a year later, I'm running the West Coast for them, from like Arkansas to Denver West. And I ran everything.
Whoa.
And it was all off of my son's ability to catch footballs in the cold ice in Frisco. Yeah.
Boom,
I mean, it's
Cade, get him, boy.
Yeah. And Cade knows it. Dude, I give him freaking all the props, and he knows it. Now this is going to cost my ass big time.
Oh, you're screwed now.
Yeah, I'm fucking screwed. But I take care of him. So, but yeah, that was it. So that camp out there was a result of, that was right after Cade got the little recognition. And I don't even think I was over the West yet. I think I was still kind of the Southwest region guy at that point. But hell, I went on to making and we did it. They still do it to this day. We did a similar March Madness thing, or high school or college World Series of football. We do the same thing now, and so it was like 64 teams from all the states get together, and we do the U.S. Army game. They do that with 6th, 7th, and 8th graders down in San Antonio every year, and I started that, and we got teams going everywhere. It was so much freaking fun.
Yeah,
it was the best time of my life.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was fun, and that's what got me with this guy.
There you go.
Yeah.
Full circle there.
Full
dude.
circle.
Yeah,
absolutely. But Cade was little.
Yeah.
He was.
Moral of the story, Cade was
Yeah,
little.
he was right
Hey,
to be
Cade,
worried
just
about
so
it.
you know, you
Like,
were-
he's
you were
going to get him,
kinda
man. He's going to get his ass killed.
I was concerned. I was
He
concerned.
was concerned.
I didn't know
Hey,
if I
did
should. I didn't know if I should report him or not.
Oh no, child abuse.
Yeah, you should have.
Oh no. Did you want to try and call your buddy?
Oh, yeah, well, I can call.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, you want to try it?
Yeah, let's see. Can we make this happen?
Yeah, we can make this happen. All you gotta do is call. Oh wait, so introduce. Like, what are we doing here for the
All right.
people?
So one of the guys I work with, Jim Wardlaw, he's an asshole. I'm just joking. He's a good guy. He's got a high-end home automation company. What the fuck's that mean? So any kind of home theater, networking, security, any of that kind of stuff. So we go into high-end homes and customize their stuff. Jim is he's been doing this for 30 years. He's I think he got his background at TI, Texas Instrument. And he's my boss.
That's
But
wild.
we hooked up where he was a soccer coach at Dallas Christian. I was a football coach at Dallas Christian.
Nice.
So he coached Cade. I coached his boy in football when I was at Dallas Christian coaching. And so the boys are great friends. And me and Jim are great friends to this day. And he knows that we're starting this shit. And he's like, hey, call me, dude. I want to be part of it.
So
So
down with this, dude.
there's no telling what this is going to be like. He's probably hammered,
Hey,
and I hope he is.
cheers,
But
buddy.
this guy is going to drop an F-bomb on you, and he's going to dog my ass, and I can't wait. So let's see what happens.
All right, Jeff, you ready for this?
Absolutely. Let's roll.
Oh, fuck, Jim. You don't even know him, do you?
No.
You probably met him. You won't remember it. You probably met him when you came to watch Cade play football. Because me and him were always attached at the hip at ball games.
I just thought it was your boyfriend.
Hey, don't judge me. He, him, they.
They have
Did you hear that?
LGBTQ plus.
What's up, homie?
Oh, dude, you're on, dude.
Sweet.
Oh, shit. All right. So we want to know immediately, what pronouns do you want to be resolved as? What do you want to go as? Because we want to make sure we're politically correct and we call you the correct he, she, they.
He, him.
You fucking genius. What's going on, brother? What are you doing? What's going on at the Wardlaw house?
Oh, dude, we're just chilling, man. We're just out here watching a little TV. Just had some phenomenal killer roast, man. It was insane. So,
All right. So hey, so you know, you got Osen sitting here. You got Jeff Walker from fucking South Carolina joining us, and we're calling you on our initial broadcast of the Bull and Walker fucking podcast. And we wanted you. I just introduced you as the guy I work for, the guy I work with. I kind of explained Perfect Installations, but
There's some colorful words.
yeah, I mean, I presented you in a beautiful light. But hey, dude, here's your chance. Talk about Perfect Installations, and then we're going to get down to the dirty of why the fuck you let me work with you. How about that? Does that make sense?
fair.
Yeah. So do it.
that's fair.
Do a perfect installation pitch, and then let's get in and have some fun.
Okay. Well, Perfect Installations is exactly what it says. Okay. That's what we do. That's what we stand by. That's our motto. You leave the house better than when you found it. So what that means is you go into a house and it depends on where we're doing it. We're starting with a pre-wire or we're doing a retrofit. It all depends, but we're primarily high end. We have a niche crowd. In other words, our crowd is the people who want that kind of a job. We don't normally do smaller homes or smaller jobs simply because they're not understanding of what we're trying to give them. They don't understand what the system is or what state of perfection that we're trying to accomplish in their homes. So you have to have a certain type of clientele that appreciates that.
Yeah, we're not a Geek Squad crew, are we, Jim?
Lord help me, no.
Anyway, I'm sorry, dude. I had to interject that. Yeah, go ahead.
So, but that, that's it. I mean, we do lots of automation, lighting control,
Fuck yeah.
home theaters, tons of networks, everything you can think of inside of a house that's not an electrical wire, we pretty much do it.
Yeah, so you think about it. And this is one thing when I started working with Jim 5-6 years ago, whatever, if you can automate it or you want to automate it, Jim will automate it from like your shades going up and down on the fucking patio to your lights going on and off to controlling it on your phone, your sound, your TVs. Jim's done like $100,000 plus home theaters with I thought I knew what a home theater was. He told me what a camera cost the first time we did one house up in Plano, and it was like the camera cost like $30,000. I mean, it was like stupid money. But yeah, Jim's customer, he takes care of them, and he calls it here's my takeaway from Jim. When you put on a plate after you install like power, the little plates on that, or with the Ethernet cord goes, whatever, the screw on the plate has to be north and south. If you have it any other way, you're fucking Geek Squad, bitch. And the customers know it.
Yeah.
So it's like
these are high end people.
Oh no, yeah. The homes we're doing right now. Hell, the home we're getting ready to do, Jim, is what they got 11 TVs, 9 Apple TVs, and
this one's going to be 10 satellite receivers, 10 Apple TVs, 12 TVs. One of them's a 98. We've got several that are 85.
TV. 98-inch TV.
We did the stealth acoustic speakers that we did in this house. They're like $1,200 a piece, and those aren't the most expensive ones they make. And they're hidden speakers, so they go in the ceiling, and you install them before they put any sheetrock in. And the sheetrockers come in, put the sheetrock around it, cut around the speaker, then they mud over it, so it literally disappears.
So you guys are in there with the contractors working.
Dude, we're in there before the house. We're in there running cable. We do pre-wires while it's still studs. So we're running shit into thousands and thousands of feet of Cat 5, Cat 6, Ethernet. Yeah. All this. I'm telling you, we're there for 2 weeks running cables.
Well, that house, we were there a month.
Yeah,
we were there a month.
We're running at least 4 cables to everywhere they would possibly have a television.
Jeff, does this make sense to you?
Yeah, there's no way that those guys could do that post construction. They got.
You can, but then you got to bring people in to repair walls and all that kind of shit.
You got to tear all this. That's what I was wondering is like.
So we do go in sometime, and this is where you talk about the magic happens in the ditch. This is where the Jim magic happens. Is I've seen him literally go into a house. This is fucking crazy. I think this is one of the first jobs I worked with him, helping him out. And God bless you for, by the way, Jim, let me come on board and help you years ago. But we were sitting there in a house in Heath or Rockwall, and they had columns like in between their great room, between the kitchen, it's open kitchen, dining room, living room, right? This whole big area. And they had a theater kind of set up, but they had columns over here by the kitchen. Well, Jim's trying to figure out how to put speakers in the columns from upstairs. So if you know anything about, running cables is kind of easy if you got a 1-story house,
Yeah.
you just got wall plates. Where's the other shit running? Where's that? And you can figure that out. But you're talking about a 2-story house
Through
with
the
like
ceiling?
fucking walls and floors and stuff. So Jim and I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. And I'm like, I'm the tool bitch, right? I'm like handling, and I still am to this day. But
Yeah.
I'm sitting there walking with this,
Jeff could probably
and he's like,
attest to that. Yeah.
he's like opening up a closet upstairs, cutting a hole in the floor, and it's like a little 4x4-inch floor, with a zig, and all of a sudden this shit falls down and it's magically there, and I'm like, how in the fuck did you figure out
where
this was from downstairs with a tape? I mean, like, how do you tape measure? He has no floor plans. He has nothing to go by, and he's like figuring out by going downstairs and looking
on the walls.
Yes, he's a fucking wall tapper. Yes. And he's like, look, and I like throw these ideas at him because that's my job. I'm like, well, what about this? What about this? And he's like, no.
It's like,
no,
shut
the
bull.
fuck up. You know what he does tell me all the time? Just shut up and look pretty. And I do that.
You're very good at that.
Thank you. I am great at that.
I don't know why we have you talking on this podcast. You could just stand there. And,
right. I would be great. Anyway, so Jim's like, he's the magic man on this shit. And I mean, it was like, these people have no idea. Now, Jim charges for it.
Oh, yeah.
But Jim is fucking absolutely worth it. So anyway, Jim, hey, dude, I sold you up as much as I could.
Well, I appreciate that.
You did great. And I hope my check fucking is representative next Friday for this.
Of all the jobs you're going to get from people seeing this podcast.
And I know we're going to work our ass off this week with the job starting, but I do hope you take care of me a little bit on the side for this little plug.
Well, I'll probably end up having to actually deduct some from this, actually.
What? By the way, I'm going to be a little late tomorrow.
There you go.
Oh, hey. So appreciate your feedback on this. We met literally at Dallas Christian. So Jeff Walker is on here. My sidekick, and I'm sure you met him one time. He came to one of Caden and one of his football games, I think, right, Jeff?
Oh yeah, yep.
Yeah. And Caden Travis were playing. You may not remember it. Jeff's not that remarkable where you'd remember, that kind of shit. But
Jeff, kick his ass when you get here.
Yeah, but think about it. If you think about it now, our boys played against each other and with each other from when they were little bitty, when your wife was coaching a soccer team many years ago when they were little boys, man.
Why you got to bring her up, dude? Everything's going good, and then you bring up that shit.
Did you say wife or ex-wife?
Ex.
Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah. So we go back into like middle school, before that.
Yeah, before that, because the boys were playing like the rise against each other and doing stuff like that,
Right. Absolutely.
So,
yeah. And
yeah.
so
we've known of each other and been around each other for many years, but really never became friends until really at Dallas Christian.
Yeah, Dallas Christian. So Kay goes 8th grade, transfers because of his size. Jeff, thank you for pointing that earlier. Because Kay was so little, he was fixing to go to high school at Rowlett, and Rowlett had like 5 football teams. They had like 2 9th grade teams, a JV. It was like crazy.
Yeah.
Cade was going to just be a wash.
Yeah.
Right. So I had some
just
friends.
Off the jump, just off numbers.
Yeah. Out of numbers. Nobody was, because I knew the coaching mentality at that school, and they were going to look at him and go there. Right. Mm-hmm. And so ended up, Tim Owen, we'll talk about Tim down the road, but Tim Owen was a buddy of mine that and Jim's. His kid was there, and he'd been trying to get Cade to go there. Cade was playing baseball, I think. Played 1 season with him in rec baseball. So anyway, that's how we ended up at Dallas Christian, where I met Jim. And dude, me and Jim were like traveling buddies immediately. We were like, we were going through divorces together. We were like,
that's true.
And if you know DC, we were traveling to Tyler like every other week for a football game, a soccer game, something. And
Fort Worth Christian, we were having to drive to Fort Worth.
I was at Fort Worth Christian yesterday for a T-ball game, dude. It was bad memories, but good memories because we we kicked their freaking ass is what we did.
There you go. Dude.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So that's Jim and I.
Gemini.
Right?
Hey.
Gemini.
So we go back, and so it's so Jeff, you'll relate to this. This is a reconnect, right? It's a different kind of reconnect than what we had, but Jim and myself. I don't want to say
There you go.
again.
There you go.
But we didn't know at the time, but as youth football and youth soccer, all that kind of stuff along, I guess Pam was coaching soccer, right? I guess.
Yeah. When they were little bitty.
Little bitty. Yeah, she sucked at that, by the way. Anyway, I'm kidding.
Of course,
She was wonderful at everything she did.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
He said, "Yeah, everything."
Yeah.
That's the egg
but
there.
hey, but we're together now. We go through Jeff. We get each other similar to Jeff and I, Jim. We literally see each other every day, and it's like, boom.
Yeah.
It's like we've got our special place together, and it's freaking awesome. It's not like work. I mean, we work and we work our asses off, and it's hard, but it's fun. We take care, and we do high end shit. We're dealing with high end customers,
Yeah.
but it's about the people, the places, and the connections you have. You know, I mean, does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, see, we're the business is 100% referral business. There's no advertisement. We have a Facebook page. You have a website. You have all of that. But all of my business comes through referrals, period.
Mm-hmm.
So as good as you do is as much business as you get. So if you're doing a great job, then they're telling all their friends. Their friends are coming in and going, "Wow, who did this?" And they want your name. And then next thing you know, you're doing their house. And that's how my business works. And I've had this business for 26 years.
Right. And by the way, Jim has promised he didn't want to announce this tonight, but we're going to go ahead and announce it. Jim has promised to turn this business over to me in 2 years.
2 years. Yeah. He said,
"But you better get the pocketbook out."
Hey, write that check, bitch. Is what he said. No, I tell you what, I would not change. I wouldn't change my life for anything. And a huge part of my life, obviously, right now, is working with Jim and Perfect Installations. I take a lot of pride in it. And Jim's taking care of me. Thank you for that, Jim. And
well, dude, you're awesome because the clients like you. You're good with clients, and you have good rapport, and it makes it easy. You know.
Good looking.
Well, I didn't say anything about
I
that.
didn't say anything about that. Did Jeff say that?
Jeff,
No.
was that you? Jeff?
No.
No?
Chiming in from the back there.
No.
So,
In fact,
hey.
if Jim said he was good looking, I was going to hang up.
Perfect.
Jeff's keeping everybody
Sons of
alive there.
bitches. All right.
Well, I just want Jim to listen to you talk about him before he got on.
Oh yeah, he's gonna have to come
And
through the
let's
rest
see
of this episode to see that. Yeah,
Let's see if he's still a stellar
I
employee.
said great
after-
shit.
he still has a
After
job after all that shit that he
Yeah.
said. Yeah,
All I want,
Hey, that's fair.
hey Jim, all I want is that shovel money. That's all
All
I
right.
want.
Oh, the shovel money's it, baby.
I want fucking shovel money. That's all I want. We'll tell you about that
all
later.
right, cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
All right,
man.
brother. Hey, man, we appreciate you jumping on. Dude, you're epic. You're part of the initial Bull and Walker podcast
Dude.
broadcast.
Kick ass, man. Hey, I'm glad to be here. Enjoy it, man. Love talking to you guys.
Yeah, absolutely, brother. Hey, give that wife of yours a hug, and I will see you at some point tomorrow.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
Absolutely, brother. All right, brother. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Hey, man. Have fun, man. Enjoy it.
Yeah, thanks, bud. Love you.
Love you too, man. Bye.
Bye.
That's what I'm talking about.
That worked out, huh?
That worked out nice, dude. Yeah.
See, your job next time, you get somebody.
Oh, I got a list.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's what
Hey, no, you call your boss.
Oh,
Yes.
No, I'm joking.
Yes. Mr. Lowe's.
Mr.
No, I
Lowe.
won't be.
Well, what'd you call it? The white
The White Home Depot.
The White Home Depot boss. That's who I fucking want.
No.
Next week.
If he's Mexican, I'm gonna freak
No.
out, dude.
No, we're
Mexican?
not. We're
No,
not
I'm
going
just
to bring him on.
Why?
We're not bringing any of those clowns on. No offense.
No.
Whoa!
No, hey, no, this is a corporate business. It's different. It's very
Yeah,
different.
yeah.
No,
What are you
trust
saying
me.
about Perfect Insulations, dude? We are corporate to the max.
To the max, yeah, referral only. Yeah,
Yeah,
killing
No,
it.
I tell you,
So,
dude,
if Lowe's went off of referral only,
I was on a call. I was on a call with Jim, to a friend of mine up in Denton, and it was one of these cookie cutter homes kind of a deal. They're like,
yeah,
and so it's like, hey, where do you want the plugs? Where do you want the stuff? And so I was like, hey, Jim's a friend of mine. They want some custom stuff done. So I was like, and so we're at like Ozona's. Ozona's. It's a Mexican place on Greenville Avenue. I think it's Ozona. Anyway,
okay.
so we're on the patio. We're watching the Texas-Tennessee game. It's like 4:00 Friday,
Oh,
right?
yeah, dude.
So we may have had a cold beverage in front of us. And the call starts. And Jim starts talking. And this is like literally, they're used to dealing with somebody who's like, okay, I'm going to put a TV here, TV here, TV here. And Jim's like, hey, I need a box here in the guest bedroom. It's going to be a 9.5, blah, blah, blah. We're going to do all the wiring here. Here's the
Dropping
head
specs
end.
on him, dude.
I mean, he's like throwing shit, and they're going like, where do you want the electrical for the TV and the great? He goes, I don't know. I don't know how big a TV she's going to have or where it's going to be. I got to be there to see that so I know where to put. They're like, all right, we're going to put it at 52 inches. He goes, well, how in the fuck are you going to know it's at 52 inches until I tell you? And I'm watching him, and I'm like, oh, shit, this is going south. So he just like hands me the phone, and I'm like, you know what? You guys just send me an email, and we will respond.
Oh, my
I mean, because
God.
he was like, I'm tired of dealing with, I mean,
They're probably pissing him off.
because he's not that he knew going in that this is cookie cutter shit. People are not dealing with, I mean,
Yeah.
we're $150 an hour labor. This
Oh.
is what we charge you to
Yeah.
come in here and talk to you,
Yeah.
and I mean, and Jim has those customers, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, it was like epic. I was like going, now I
That's
gotta
why
get-
he's the boss.
Oh, but you know what? He's genius at what the fuck he does. He's Picasso of what he fucking
He's
does.
Picasso in the walls, bro.
Yeah. But by the way, we kicked his kid's ass in football and youth football. You know what that was? Coaching.
That's the boy right there.
We outcoached his ass. How you like that, Jeff Walker?
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable is a good word.
Some kind of bull.
Some
It was some kind of bull involved in that.
All right, boys. Well, we are coming up on an hour and a half here.
Yeah.
Are we
How
really?
y'all are feeling? You guys
Yeah.
have any ideas, any last notes you guys want to throw out there for the people?
Yeah, here's what I'll say. We're gonna make a bet
Ooh.
on
Here it
the
comes.
Final Four.
I don't
You've
think
already
you
made
can
your
say that.
picks. Huh?
I don't think you can say a bet, but go ahead.
No, we're having a wager that doesn't
Wager.
involve money.
There you go.
Yeah.
We're gonna
I got
bet,
you.
and the bet payoff is gonna be whatever the winners pick.
Okay.
What we're gonna say is, let's go March Madness bracketology. We'll do like an ESPN or whatever we'll agree to that.
Yeah.
But the loser has to wear
Oh no.
what?
He knows where this is
Oh
going.
no. I know where this is going.
Are you gonna lose? Are you worried?
No.
You have the best chance of winning right now. I guarantee
Dude, you are
that.
so
I
prepared.
guarantee you.
I
Have
mean,
the
I
best
don't
chance
even,
right now.
I mean, the Concord delivered, but I haven't received, I still hadn't filled my bracket out.
right.
Yeah.
right.
But I think the next broadcast, the loser needs to be wearing something that the winners pick.
Okay.
Is that fair enough?
Wait, so how do we decide who loses though? Because none of us are going to get it 100% right.
No, whoever has the highest score
Whoever makes it
on the
into
bracketology.
furthest,
Yeah.
But I tell you what we
All right.
do. We go
Oh,
ahead
you
and set up a group bracket.
Okay.
And and we can do it either through CBS Sports or we can do it through ESPN
or Bull and Walker Sports.
Well, we haven't launched that yet, so
Yeah, that's coming out. That's
Dude,
our
it's
next
early.
venture.
we
got
gotta, we
We got
can't
this
put
guy,
we can't put the cart
producer
in front of the horse,
extraordinaire.
right? We can't put the cart in front of the horse. But anyway, and then that usually each round has points.
Right.
Okay.
So it'll be pretty simple
Okay.
how we determine that. So if you want, I can go on because I have a ESPN account. I can go on and create a group.
This initiative.
Yeah.
He's taking
See, I was
initiative.
gonna say Jeff should be in charge of this.
So
'cause
two
Jeff
things.
knows what
One,
he's doing.
I love your initiative, and two, have you noticed how the Superman thing is like right by me?
Yep.
Is that a coincidence or
I may have done that
freaking
on purpose.
appropriate? Huh?
Well, as long
Jeff?
as you keep, it doesn't
Yeah.
really matter what anybody else thinks. It matters what you think.
There
That's-
you go.
All this shit's about.
Yeah.
Right.
You've always been a legend in your own mind, so I can understand that.
That's
Fuck
what I'm
yeah.
talking about, dude.
See? That's why we're all doing this.
That's what I'm saying. This is why
It's
we keep
because of
Jeff
my
around. He
mind.
keeps you in check over here, dude.
right? I'm like Brett Favre. Let's go. Let's get a tent. Let's smoke some shit.
Yeah.
Let's have a little fun.
Let's take some perks and we'll get this fucking job
we'll
done.
sign another 1
Right.
year, $10 million, and we'll have a little fun.
There you go.
Anybody
hey,
that
10 mils.
anybody that embezzles money from a traveling volleyball.
What? Who did
Yeah.
that?
Brett.
What?
Yeah.
Next
Check
time.
it out. Check it out. Check it out.
You have so much knowledge. The next show is just going to be the
That's
Jeff
going to be amazing.
Knowledge Release broadcast.
No, it's stupid.
Jeff Knowledge Nut.
No.
Absolutely. All right, so we're going to agree. We're going to do that. We're going to have a payoff next broadcast, whenever that is. We know for sure it's going to be in a month.
It's going to be 1 month from this so from
Yeah.
the 20th.
Yeah, and it'll all be.
Yeah.
We're going to drop this.
Well, so the third
Third-
Thursday
the third Thursday of the month,
of May.
right?
Yeah.
Unless we
April.
come up with a super reason to do something before then.
Right.
But that's kind of, we're going to do this monthly
Mhm.
moving forward.
Yep.
So today we're talking, but this is going to drop Thursday.
Yeah. So this is the 16th. It's going to drop on the 20th.
Right.
I have all of our socials pulled up right here if you guys want.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
reach out to them, everybody, let everybody know.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing I'd like to throw out there. People, we want your comments. And people, I'm talking about people we grew up with, we know, et cetera, et cetera. Throw comments out there. I'm going to send you something special.
Yeah.
We're going to I'm going to send you a hoodie, a shirt, a hat, or something. I can't say what it is right now, but give us some comments, give us some feedback. We're going to take care of you. We'll throw you something. We do appreciate this. We want to know, what are we doing right? What are we doing wrong?
There you go.
What do we want Jeff? I think Jeff should shave his head in appreciation for Paul's,
Yeah,
Or-
I'm not doing that if that's what we're talking
No,
about.
I'm not talking about
Okay,
that,
cool.
but
I'm
I'm
just
not-
a producer.
Yeah, he's just produced.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, no, seriously, we want to know. I think we've got people that are going to enjoy this. We're going to bring a lot of people on. I brought Jim in today, last second, because I knew him and he would bring in. But I know we've got some guests already lined up for our next
you got a good one
broadcast.
for next week or next month.
I got a two-time Super Bowl champion calling in next year
It's
or
gonna
next
be
month.
So sick, dude.
Yeah. So we got other stuff happening, but we want to know about our friends and our relationships. Jeff, am I right on that? Or
I think you're dead on.
Oh, yeah.
I think you're
And
spot
if you
on.
want to reach out, you should definitely hit him up at you can email him at bullandwalker@gmail.com. You can hit him up on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at Bull and Walker on there. Follow him on YouTube, Bull and Walker Podcast, Spotify. You got the Bull and Walker on there, and Bull and Walker on Apple Pods so far. So gonna be on more coming up soon. We'll keep you updated as we go. But
absolutely, this is the man right here. He's making shit happen for us. Do not overestimate Jeff and my ability to do all this. We're here to have fun, just freaking chill. And the goal is bring everybody into this.
No agenda, no platform, just two guys chatting it up.
Chatting it up.
It's a buddy pod. Let's go, dude.
Buddy pod. Hey, here we go.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks. Cheers, Jeff. Love you, brother.
Love you guys.
Yeah.